It's Ketchup Packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
This is Ketchup Packets. Today we're watching Season 2, Episode 4 of ANDOR, called Ever Been to Gorman?
And I see a familiar face in the thumbnail there, Nate.
Yeah.
What do you see?
I can't remember.
Mr. Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera, that's right.
Yes, I believe, I don't know if this is true anymore, but I remember seeing a factoid a while ago that Saw Gerrera is the character that has appeared in the most Star Wars separate projects.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, if you got, maybe he's tied with C-3PO and R2-D2 or something, because I feel like they're in nearly everything, but
Interesting.
he is in, like, a bunch of the animated stuff, like Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars. I don't know anything about any of that content.
Yeah, me
but
either.
He appears in a bunch of that. He's on this show. He's in Rogue One. I think there maybe is another TV show he's in. I don't know for sure, but he's in lots of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him. Forrest Whitaker is always cool.
Yeah.
What happened last time on Andor?
Let's see. He saved Bix.
And
but at what cost?
Yeah, Bix and the teen boy.
That's right.
And Cassian got away.
But
we lost the big guy.
Lost a big guy. We also they caused a lot of turmoil, and it looks like maybe made a lot of problems for that little farming community that they were staying on.
But we also think the family maybe turned them in. So I don't know, but I don't think that the teen boys, romance partner didn't turn them in. She's probably still in trouble. Mm-hmm. And we left B behind.
Yeah.
So that's sad.
It seems like it's dead weight when it comes to actually flying around, fighting stuff.
I mean, all he does is worry. It seems like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then we had Mon Mothma getting drunk at her daughter's wedding and wiling out.
Yep, she seemed pretty upset about what she just allowed to happen.
Yeah, because Luthen sent her banker friend with Cinta to be surreptitiously killed.
Yeah.
But it needed to be done. That guy was a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was gonna expose us to the other guy, to the in-law guy that we don't like.
Yeah.
And then we had the hilarious dinner scene with Syril's mother.
Yeah.
Dedra set her straight.
Yeah, she sure did. Good for her.
Yeah, there's like the meme going around online I've seen about it's frustrating that Disney made the most entertaining scene in the new episodes of Andor be like a Gestapo having dinner with her fascist boyfriend and his mother.
Yeah.
And I like them,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to like these people.
They're kind of cute, but they're so awful. They're all awful. I feel like people like his mother. I was thinking about this. Like, I feel like they get set straight like a lot in life, and then they just never really learn the lesson.
Their essence doesn't change. They just they've been defeated for a while, but it slowly will creep back as they allow it to until someone has to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Every time.
So Dedra is, we like her for that, but then she got the Gorman assignment as well about helping to crush a well-connected, highly visible civilian population instead of doing what she likes to do, which is hunt down wrongdoers who are breaking the law. So
she's gonna be given, she can spend all her free time doing that now.
Exactly. She got to bring him to justice and then make him famous. Was the advice she got.
That's right.
Yeah. Should we dive in and see where Andor goes next?
Absolutely. We have a Patreon. Check it out in the link below. We got full-length reactions over there. We got movie polls. You can help us decide what to watch, so you can support us over there or not. Let's watch Andor. Again?
Well, yeah,
That's kind of not expected. Another year?
So now 3 years before. So that Gorman project will be in
full swing, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually.
Right, yeah, I guess don't slow walk it. Get us in the middle of it. You told us about it, now where is it at?
Well, this is the last season, man.
Yeah.
And now we're connecting to the movie, so it's gonna give us everything else.
So they're sleeping in the same bed now.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh god, is it just another nightmare?
Oh, Oh, yeah.
Just always. They never stop.
I know you wanted him to live, but Cassian said he'd seen your faces, so... Wherever he is.
Let's say we put the helmet on this guy, huh?
I forgot to ask his name. Everyone has their own rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this guy's demeanor and stuff would be in your mind forever.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so it wasn't- she
acting
was,
out
like,
the dreams.
sleepwalking, yeah.
That's not good.
You want to talk about it?
Just go back to bed.
And it's interesting, too, that the nightmares are not like the screaming sound or the, like, actual thing that was the torture experience. It's the man who was inflicting it,
Yep.
you know? That's what's so terrifying.
You sure you don't want to talk about it?
Ah.
So I wonder if we'll never see that character in person again. He's
Right.
just stuck in her mind forever.
I hope we do from like a... Because he needs to wear the helmet.
Right,
He has
from a
to do it,
catharsis
yeah.
standpoint, but there's a realism to they do that to people and then are just
Yep.
gone to their next institutional thing and they don't care who you are. You're just,
Yep.
you know, it's not personal. Alright, what's he gonna be like?
So put together now.
He's freed from the psychological hold of his mother. His demeanor's different already. He seems more, like, calmer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Mm-hmm. More at peace.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's like he no longer feels like he has to prove something to somebody who's never gonna think he's good enough.
Exactly,
You know, like
right.
he's like, actually, she's a loser in the first place.
Setting up a tripwire to see if anybody goes in there while he's gone. The acting difference is fascinating to see, like, how can he already communicate this to us? And I
Yeah.
feel like there's like a tension that was held in his jaw the entire previous that's gone now. You know, there was a tension in his jaw that's absent.
He just gets to be competent without somebody constantly telling him he's not competent enough.
It's the connection.
The other way?
It might as well be in the outer rim.
I'm seeing you clearly.
How nice for you.
You know, so he's calling her on his way to work.
Yep. So she must have, you know,
There.
told the line. 'Cause,
Don't worry about me.
yeah, that was
I'll try to
the
remember
conditions.
what you look like.
Dedra said, "I'd guarantee involvement, but it is relational to how much anxiety you cause for us."
Right.
They put you on the shelf, Syril. You've been played.
You of all people should understand the attraction of being in charge.
In charge of what? Counting
So she's not really so different, but it doesn't get to him anymore. You know.
This is the Bureau of Standards field office in Gorman.
You were here. I fixed it. You made it back.
Yeah, she only cares about his proximity to her.
Yep.
You'd found a woman actually willing to make a life with you, and you just walk away. A
What?
respectable career.
Is Dedra not here with him?
And for what? A field office on Gorman?
I'm assuming you won't be visiting.
They won't get another credit of mine.
Or is he working there on Dedra's behalf, but not officially, so it's secret?
Ah, that could very well be.
Those holodrops. This mockery of Emperor Palpatine. You must have seen them. How could you not? Scandalous.
It's propaganda.
Oh, is this mindless chatter on purpose?
My poor boy.
Like, is she helping him do this because they know they're being monitored?
Could be.
There are people in my office. I'm looking at two of them right now. They'll be choking down loyalty oaths next week just to keep their jobs.
I feel safer already.
This place is hardly a threat to the Empire.
Don't become too much of an individual, Cyril.
As
Oh
fighters
man,
count.
Same time next
a
time.
parent saying that to their child. That's just insane
Well, I
to
mean,
me.
they live in a fascist society.
Yeah, I guess that is like the safest way to go. Don't start thinking for yourself too much. You're gonna get disappeared.
Mon terreau fick vad bed. Prøv les bordinix.
Lubiwek sprysiu.
Du mig prakatan.
Żlej.
Tu mat vul nash lama. Nash kum smat do pelug. Dilan kum skam.
Yeah.
Babišri blosmuleg. Naš mik rapius matištala.
It's on purpose.
Nash mat si pa filo bret.
So this is the Gorman rebellion faction, and Syril is positioning himself to seem like somebody who's good to flip, so he can get inside.
Right.
It's an undercover operation.
Very smart. So was his mom playing ball?
I think so.
Wow. Yeah.
Or maybe she
not.
believes everything. Maybe like they're using her as a pawn. Maybe.
Yeah, that could very well be.
Look at us. I can't sleep. You can't shop.
Did it say where they were?
I didn't notice.
It's a big city, which makes me think Coruscant, but obviously they wouldn't go to Coruscant.
Yeah, no.
Anything else today?
No. We're good.
Musky peppers.
Extra hot.
My husband wants a taste.
Is he strong enough?
It's tougher than he looks.
Throwing him a little shade.
Got two.
Wants him to relax a little.
I'm not a tourist, you know it.
This one's different.
I'm not buying another spider.
This one's free.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You're right.
This is gonna be
You're not a tourist.
And then he's gonna get...
There's a candy inside with information on the wrapper.
So he's gonna go undercover and then
Yeah.
actually become sympathetic to the rebellion.
You think so?
You should come. Have the interest.
And it's gonna come between him and Dedra in some way.
I feel like if he doesn't understand intimately what's going on here and why these people are upset yet, like what could they possibly have to say to him that's gonna make him change his
Just
mind?
like getting to know them personally and experiencing the reality of their side of it, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he's... So the
That's
other
a
thing...
good guess, but
Maybe it won't flip his mind. Maybe he'll be undercover with them and killed as part of what the Imperials are doing, and that'll affect Dedra.
oh, that could very well be.
What are you gonna tell him?
About what?
About what happened on the mission? The soldier?
It had to be done. There's nothing else to say.
It's unfortunately the
I can't stop seeing his face.
fuck so heavy.
Yeah.
I'd be lying.
God, the air in this room is so thick right now.
We're in a war. He was an Imperial threat. You and I.
Who are we talking
We
about?
don't know yet.
It had to be done.
What did they do?
Yeah.
They have a guy captured and
But it's what Cassian is saying, we're in a war, not every individual enemy that you come up against in a war is somebody that you would kill in an individual conflict in the same situation.
right, yeah, he was a threat. He was an enemy soldier.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
We're safe here. I know it's not what we want, but the insanity of the city keeps us safe. I don't want to lose you again.
That's not up to us anymore.
Yeah.
You
We
can't
can-
protect me.
You can still be careful,
Yeah,
It's-
but just being careful forever. What kind of life is it?
If it's a war, it's not up to us what we save, what we lose.
No, that's silly though. You're right. You'd still try to be preventative about it.
Exactly.
I can handle more than you think. I'm not Marva. I'm not your sister. I can handle it.
What am I messing up?
His sister. Remember the beginning of this whole story was him trying to find his sister?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we know that's they killed the soldier because he saw Bix.
Oh.
I want to win. We have to.
And her death is going to be really devastating when
it
inevitably comes.
Mm-hmm.
Syril Karn, Division Chief, Bureau of Standards. How are you? Take 5 minutes.
Sorry. When authorized.
I have a presentation with the sector committee tomorrow morning. I left my notes on my desk like an idiot. I have to have them. Take me 5 minutes.
So he's gotta, if nobody else is wise to what he's doing, he's gotta, actually do anti-imperial subterfuge, you know? Yeah, this is gonna get morally complicated for him, you watch. He is gonna get confused about his allegiances.
You're probably right.
They made contact. I've been invited to a meeting.
A meeting with who?
I don't know. It's public. They started breaking into the apartment. I know they're tapping the office comms. I assume I'm being followed all the time.
He's so excited. It's so much fun, He's a spy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd want a brief party, guys.
You'll want more than that.
Yeah, she's learned her lesson now. You get your results first.
Yep.
Who's
the we at this buffet of rebel plunder?
It's my sector, sir.
Oh, that guy with the mustache. Did you see him?
Supervisor Kidd.
Right there. That's Luthen's spy that he gave his big speech to, you know?
Oh, really?
Right there, see?
Oh, yeah.
We know that guy's a rebel spy.
Some of us have more people in custody than we can process.
Colonel Yularen and myself have a meeting scheduled with the Emperor to discuss amplifying our intake process.
How does the Emperor ever have like a meeting about administrative stuff?
How this room
Like,
is
get it done!
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
That's true. It's like, that's what he would say to
Yeah.
you. Just like, by any means necessary.
75 restricted Imperial weapons. You've had that 10 days?
It's my desk now, Dedra.
You don't think I could be helpful?
Because they're all competing with each other, so they don't collaborate. That's the kind of environment it is.
You can have all the glory.
Has it ever crossed your mind that Partagas put me on Axis because I don't seek glory?
Yeah.
Hey, at least Axis is still an assignment they're working on. They believe he exists.
My door is open.
Oh, I hope he was listening to all that.
How do I repay you?
You can buy me lunch.
Done.
I'm worried about this guy, though. When Luthen gave his speech, this guy was talking about how he has a kid now and he doesn't want to be a spy anymore. That he put in his work. So he's gonna... Is he gonna betray the rebels? Is he gonna try to recruit somebody to take his place and that'll go south? Or
I feel like when someone's telling you that,
as an
you gotta
give him a way out.
Yeah.
Gorman needs this legislation more than anyone. If I can't count on your support, what's the point?
I can't support the bill because our country is chafing the Emperor. But why I'm in this position and why it seems to be intense.
She's trying to protect Gorman politically.
We can all game the numbers, Mom. And whose numbers are they? I believe what I feel.
This is like, kind of pretty on the nose.
I am close on the votes.
That's not what I hear.
Yeah, it seems like you're gonna get annihilated on the votes.
I'm not sure linking anything to Gorman right now is a good idea.
Everyone's like, look, we all got the memo.
Yeah.
Gorman's on the chopping block.
No.
Damn.
I am constantly begging my people to
Well,
stay calm.
this is gonna push her into thinking active rebellion is the only recourse, you know?
I'm sorry, Mom.
No choice but to blow up the Death Star.
Yep.
Dedra Liro's running Gorman. She's been on it all year, all this time. Hiding it. I doubt there's 3 people in the building that know what I've just told you.
Okay.
Why? She's a hunter, not a spin doctor.
Maybe she's oversight.
Watch. Smear campaign is an opening move, not an end game. I need the end game.
So, and they're getting it to build the Death Star laser, right?
Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, they're like, what is all this for? What are they doing here? And it's like, oh, they're building a giant super weapon.
A planet destroyer.
I can't wait another 3 months, Lonnie. There's too much going on.
You used to tell me to wait.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, it's heated up.
I'll be standing by.
Can I just like live with my family now? God damn it.
I mean, but think about the world you want that family to inhabit, you know? That's why you
Yeah,
had to help topple this. Oh, so maybe this meeting is not even actually the thing, and that they just waited to see if he'd show up here so they can take him to the real thing. You know?
Interesting.
Because he said this is public.
And Dad.
Yeah. Take that.
Is that a rude gesture?
Oh, big time. Oh, this guy's right about everything.
Yeah, he's gonna get silenced unfairly, and that's gonna kick it off. They gotta be careful how they recruit him, if he is, you know?
He's an Imperial spy. Be careful.
It's not funny. It's not true, is it?
No.
I mean,
He invited me.
it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Bureau of Standards.
I was thinking of introducing you to my father.
Elector rivals.
So are they wise to him? You know, like, I don't... It's all, like, who's playing who?
They are wise to him.
Will you be writing a report?
I'm here as myself.
What a refreshing position.
Syril?
Yeah, are they trying to be like, look, we know...
That you'd be coming here to get intelligence. Yeah.
I'm not sure why the Empire would build an armory in the middle of Palma, but I'm running out of answers.
I wouldn't know.
No, don't look at him menacingly.
16 years ago, Grand Moff Tarkin killed 500 peaceful, unarmed Gormans in the middle of that plaza.
Damn.
Hate that guy.
Yeah, bad.
You can imagine how upset we would be to find out there's an Imperial military facility rising over the monument to the fallen.
Well, it's gonna get a lot worse than that.
Maybe we can do some good together.
I don't.
Donash Badori next.
Yeah, I'm still like, maybe I am like confused about what angle they're taking.
I mean,
this from.
it's hard to know for sure. It's a prisoner's dilemma thing, you know. Neither one knows whether they can trust what the other is saying.
Ever been to Gorman?
Where they make the fabric? No.
I need an assessment.
Of what?
Of who? Cara Rylance. It's a different kind of mission, but it's not without danger.
And Bix?
No, not this time.
Oh, gotta separate from her. Well, who's gonna take care of her?
Yeah.
She needs somebody to rely on.
Gorman would be a remarkable place to turn our way. I need to know more before we get
I don't know, they seem like a peaceful, like,
be fine.
textile making.
Right, but they're people who do all right under the Empire, is what he's saying. So even if they're rebelling, it'll bring others.
That's a good point.
Oh, yes, it's that guy. So this is where Saw Gerrera was, remember? These guys were with Saw Gerrera.
What was that thing back there?
Oh, hey, it's where he ended up. That's good to know that he's all right.
Look at you. How I've dreamt of this.
What are we making?
A galaxy of opportunities. Work up a thirst, find a vein, take what you want
So,
when you
like,
want it.
intense and
Has it
just
been
sort of
tested?
like battle crazed.
Yeah.
Who taught you this?
He seems like he's been through quite a lot.
Have you ever seen a man die from rhydonium? The smell of it. Maybe you breathe just a little too deeply.
So is this some kind of like illegal
Burn
weaponry?
from the inside.
Yeah, it seems like it's made with hazardous
You watch your
material
skin
too, so
blister
like it's like
as it
well,
melts
make sure
away.
you know what you're doing because you can die from this shit.
Boom!
Yeah.
Okay.
Volatile.
I guess so.
I think it's probably a bomb of some kind.
Have you ever done this for real? Or just in a classroom?
I've done it twice.
And you're still alive?
So far, so good.
This is Pluty. He'll be your student.
Which variation?
Pick one. Start with your favorite.
Well,
that's one of the bandits.
Oh my god, it is.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
I think it is.
He survived.
Well, I need to leave tomorrow.
Is that what you need?
There was an agreement. This was negotiated.
Yeah, right.
You're here till I get what I need.
Wait a minute. If that's not the deal.
No.
That's not the deal.
It's not the deal. That's the thing, is like, people like him, they're like, I don't care about the deal. I'm on a mission here.
Well, that teaches people not to make deals with them.
Right,
which
exactly.
is why his crew is a bunch of weirdos. He's going on a mission, but it's just information gathering. It's gonna be fine, you know? Nothing will go wrong.
worries.
It's gonna be easy. Wonder if he'll get spotted by Syril.
Oh.
But if Syril is trying to maintain cover and has to like interact with him, that'd be really interesting.
Yes.
What do you got,
what is
Bix? Is this a good or a bad thing?
I think it's like illicit drugs of some kind, probably.
Maybe just numbing her pain, trying to cope in the only way she's able.
I mean, she's been through
quite a
hell,
lot.
yeah.
Okay. Well, where do we leave with that one?
I mean, I would be saying that Bix needs to keep her head in the game, but I think that she just needs to escape to a planet that's far away from all of this for the remainder.
Rest and comfort is what she has earned and deserves, and is probably not what's in store.
No, I would say probably just more trauma and pain and heartache and eventually death.
Right, well, and now that Cassian is off on Gorman doing something else, she's gonna, encounter problems of some kind that people are gonna show up at the door for one reason or another that she's gonna have to deal with. Yeah, if we missed where they are, maybe, I'm not sure, but I don't think they're on Coruscant. It's just some other city. So yeah, I don't know who to expect to run into them, but yeah.
So, are those rebels on Gorman, or the resistance on Gorman, those people, are they? I was kind of not totally clear on what all that dialogue was saying specifically. Where they're like, we know you're working for the Empire, but we also know that you're, potentially flippable? What do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, public that he works for the Bureau of Standards, that's not something he would attempt to hide, and they know that, so they're talking to him as somebody who they know your employer is the Empire, so they understand that he's not somebody who's just going to be totally sympathetic to their angle immediately. But yeah, I think they see him as somebody flippable, and they made jokes about him being an Imperial spy. I don't think they genuinely know that he's there with the intent to be flipped and pass info back. He's doing
he's doing a double agent.
Right,
thing.
It's like The Departed, they're sending him in to be brought into the gang organically so that he can then pass info back out. It's how they set that stuff up.
That would be sucky, man.
Yeah, it sure would. It'd
be sucky to be fighting a giant force like this and be like, I think we might have an in here, and then have that actually just be, bait in the first place.
What was the guy's name? I'm trying to remember. During the Aldani heist, they had an Imperial officer on the crew, who was at the camp sometimes, and then when they were actually doing things, he was instrumental in using his authority and influence and stuff to help get stuff to happen. So it makes sense that the rebels will need Imperial insiders to be able to pull things off successfully. So
it's the only way. That
guy turned out to really be on our side, but you always have to wonder if the people they flip are genuinely trustworthy, or if there's it's like the things you hear about gangs and stuff having tests for undercover cops where new members have to commit some kind of an egregious crime in front of everybody to demonstrate that they're not there to infiltrate, and it just so then there's an escalation factor of the gangs being more criminal than they otherwise would be to just try and keep infiltration at bay, and it's it's a whole interesting dynamic, and I'm surprised.
Tangled web, so to speak.
I'm surprised I didn't think of that as what they're gonna do for this season is having one of the Imperial characters go undercover with the rebellion.
But so that does open the door to what you were saying, where maybe he just ends up sympathetic somehow. You spend enough time in a group of people with a differing opinion to yours, especially when you're destroying their planet. I think Syril has a soul.
Yeah, I mean he's got. Yeah, I think so. So it makes sense that he could develop those sympathies, especially if, at the start of this episode, we got our 1 year later again, which the beginning of the season did too. So they're releasing these episodes in batches of 3. Is every batch of 3 gonna be
a year,
a new, a different year? And in that case, this arc could have Syril getting into Gorman front and finding his footing, and then we have 1 year later and he's still with Gorman. We could potentially have Syril undercover for a long stretch of story time.
It also sounds like, though, they're doing a lot of extracting really fast of that mineral that they needed.
Well, no, I don't think they've even started doing that yet. They said that process, it's gouge mining is what they called it. So I think that's they're setting up their military base now, so that when they start the gouge mining, no one can do anything about it, because that's going to render the planet unstable. I think that process is not going to be able to go unnoticed by anybody.
Cut the planet in half.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what gouge mining is, but it sounds bad.
It does sound bad. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I was under the impression that they were our like our what do they call it? The spider, their spider farms are like collapsing.
Well,
because like maybe but are they just collapsing because people are being deported? Or
well, there's political and economic pressure on them, I think, now. Like, Mon Mothma was talking to everybody about the crime stats she's seeing coming out of places they know to be peaceful, and she doesn't believe them. So I think maybe, the 30% increase, or 38% increase in crime on Gorman is just causing trade to go down. It's killing tourism, it's killing, people aren't buying from them because of that. So, like, there's cascade effects of the other pressure that's being put on Gorman for what in other ways that, will then make it okay to then go in and do this final phase of it there.
It would also
make political prep.
Like other planets, it might make them more accepting of the fact that they're building, that the Empire's presence is becoming more and more like presence there, it's sort of like they get to create a police state first.
Right, and then also the Imperial presence could just be disrupting business operations in ways that are increasing costs enough that they're like, is it even worth it to open the farms? Yeah, so I don't know. And is that every storyline they covered? Yeah, I guess it was mostly just focused on that Gorman stuff. We got Saw with his weird weapon that usually kills the people who operate it, I guess.
Yeah, or like he was just saying, like, do you know for sure what you're doing? Because this can be extremely dangerous if it's not done. I mean, and making any kind of bomb, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is that it is.
I mean, they teased us with it on purpose of not knowing exactly what that does. It's going to be exciting when it goes off.
Well, I mean, during I can't remember the name of the group, but there was like a group of sort of like eco-terrorists kind of in the U.S., like American citizens in the U.S., and like what they accidentally then they were doing pipe bomb stuff and they accidentally blew themselves up like in their penthouse.
Yeah. Well, don't do that.
Making bombs is really dangerous.
It is, they explode.
Yeah, and it was a big device, and it seems like it had something extra volatile in it. So I'm curious to see what exactly he's going to use that for, because it seems like he has one of them.
It seems like that rebel group, based on the way they showed those guys all standing there, they're kind of the most like reckless and sort of the least. I'm trying to think of the right adjectives for it, but yeah, it seems like they will do the most desperate kind of things.
I think that if we weren't supposed to be cheering for them, they would be probably described as like the most extremist terrorist sort of cell.
Right, from like visually from a movie or TV standpoint, that it was a group of bad guys. You know? Like they looked like bad guys for sure.
And they seem like they are maybe the most accepting of like innocent casualties in order to like advance their agenda.
A wretched hive of scum and villainy, would you say?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. But we're also talking about taking down a fascist government too.
You gotta
so
make
it's like,
strange bedfellows to get the firepower you need to win. Right?
Yep.
So yeah.
I mean that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, it was the first episode of a 3-batch, so it's all going to be set up for this phase of it, and I'm excited for everything else this season's still going to give us. This show creates anticipation really well. I always want to see what they're going to give us next.
I love the barreling towards the actual end. They're not going to drag it out. They're just going to keep hitting the beats until like we get to where we need to go.
There's going to be major consequences in every arc, I would expect.
Yep.
So
super good.
That does it for this one then, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Thanks for watching with us, everybody. I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets.
It's Ketchup Packets.